Hello again.
Hello,
All
hello.
right.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
decided to do a film this time. So we're doing
We just
yeah, we'd both seen it. It's The Flash. Um,
yeah. So we were just having a rant about the Flash, and
yeah,
we
so
thought we thought we might as well just rant about it while it's fresh in our minds,
yeah.
rather than
So
sort of preparing something. So yeah, we've just been bitching about it.
like, subscribe, and share. If
Like, subscribe, and share.
yeah. Don't get
Yeah,
nothing, but
don't get
you
nothing, but
don't lose nothing either.
that's
Yeah,
true. It's only a click away.
only only a click
It's only a
away.
click away. It helps
Yeah.
us
Yeah,
ego wise.
it's egos, and also if we do ever in a 15 years time manage to get monetized, we might do some prizes. So
Yeah.
it's a bit of a shit thing to say. Not much of an encouragement to do it, but yeah, do what you like. But
Do what you like.
we'd
Yeah.
appreciate it anyway. We've done that bit now because we always forget to do it, yeah. Anywho, the fucking Flash.
The fucking Flash.
So it starts off. He's having a problem with his calories. There's a fucking watch that tells him how many calories are in his body.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I was like, you whatever.
Yeah.
How does it
Um,
know that?
he's whining a lot, and also you could have got out of bed like half an hour early and made yourself a fried egg sandwich like every other fucking normal person on the planet, and you
Yeah,
wouldn't
so
be
it
in
was
this
all rather
predicament.
irritating.
But
All
it's
that stuff.
a
Yeah, because
predicament you don't need to be in, and you don't need
yeah,
to be a moaning arsehole about the
no,
calories.
yeah,
It's
he's proper fucking whiny the whole way through. I mean, if it's going to be that bad, then surely you should have like a fucking utility belt full of fucking Mars bars or something.
well, exactly. Or
You
go
know?
back in time, like you can
Yeah,
apparently now,
like you
and
can, and have a fucking hot dog.
and now
Um,
apparently, yeah, you can do the time fucking warp because of Snyder's cut. So,
yeah,
I mean, I watched both of the cuts of the Justice League, and there's a massive gap between both of them, and really, you go and watch one of these hero movies these days, and you kind of enjoy it at the time. It's all right, you don't know the story, it takes you to a different place. There's a bit of a
mm,
journey, all the rest of it. But at the end of the day, it is ultimately disappointing these days.
yeah.
Um,
And this one again is
it's
very. I
pretty
mean,
much the
this one.
same. Yeah.
Yeah, but also, I mean, this one as well. Like the story is, he basically ends up kind of where he started.
Mm.
So it's like it was all sort of pointless, really. I mean, he
Well,
doesn't exactly end up
well,
where he
I'd say there was
starts,
no.
but
Yeah, there was no sort
like he
of.
fucking puts everyone
There's
in
no
danger because
payoff.
his fucking mum dies, and it's
Yeah.
like the whole world has to
Yeah.
suffer. It's
Spoilers.
like,
Um.
yeah, spoilers. But
Um.
I mean, we were talking about it earlier, and like we both sort of enjoyed parts of it, and I
Mm.
mean, or rather, hated it not as much as I thought I would. I think
Yeah,
that
my
was
expectations
the
were through
best
the
way.
floor. Yeah.
Yeah, and they weren't, and it wasn't. There was some good moments I thought, but like it was ultimately the story was fucking just pointless.
And it's two and a
Like
fucking half hours long.
yeah, it's way too
It's
long.
it's way too long. I mean, I had to do it in two sittings in the end anyway. But
Yeah,
because people have got shit to do in their lives.
yeah,
Um,
but I mean, there's no, you know, there's not even any point doing like a scene by scene thing with this thing. So basically, like he gets a bit annoyed that his mum's dead, so he goes
mm,
back in time, tries to fix it, fucks everything up,
mm,
and then unfixes it or
yeah.
unfucks it up. And that's it. And like everyone else just suffers in the meantime.
I mean, I know that, like, when he goes down to super speed where he fucks up the time continuum or whatever. He has a very sort of convenient decision bubble thing that happens
Yeah,
around him, so he can just stop running, and then and then looks around and he's in some kind of like like a coliseum
Like an
sort of thing.
arena, isn't it?
Arena.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
something
arena's
like
a better
yeah,
word. And then goes, and it, turns out he goes to the wrong fucking one because he's there. He's in the wrong date and everything. His mum and dad are alive. Yeah, great. And like the way they keep fucking with the mechanics of the universe, like, so at sort of the beginning, we're not doing scene by scene, but if you're running at a speed where everything else is pretty much at a standstill, and you're going at super speed, touching a baby in midair, falling
yeah.
out of a
You'd be like
thing,
pulling its. You'd be like pulling
if
its fucking skin off its body, and just leaving a fucking
I know,
little
there'd be legs
skeleton
and
thing.
arms everywhere. There'd be fucking
Yeah,
baby heads exploding everywhere. It just like there's, So I mean, what don't the laws of physics apply now? And then the whole thing with the time travel thing,
no,
which was a big turn off, by the way, and the fact that I didn't
mm,
want to watch it, but the whole
no, because it's
the
boring. Time travel thing is just boring. It's such a
it's
cop
just,
out,
unless it's a
and the
closed
multiverse
loop,
with that as well.
forget
Yeah, it's
it.
just
And this
um,
multiverse, but yeah, the multiverse things really piss me off. It's so lazy, and they never do a proper
it is
job of
lazy.
it.
Yeah,
They never ever
yeah,
do a
because you
proper.
don't have to. You don't have to see characters change and have conflict and stuff because they just naturally exist
Yeah,
already. So you just switch straight to them.
yeah.
It's kind of
And why
shit.
didn't they do? Why didn't they do a film of Cyborg? He had a really
I think people
interesting.
thought, yeah, I don't know. I kind of thought thought he was a bit boring because he hasn't really got hero powers. He's just a fucking robot.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
I don't
I
know.
always thought he was a bit boring, but
Yeah, well, I thought he'd
I mean, maybe they
quite a
will.
well. I mean, I
But the thing is, they covered his origin story, sort of, didn't they? And I mean, that was
sort of,
bollocks
yeah,
as
but
well. I
that was
mean,
only in the Snyder Cut. You hardly saw anything in the
yeah.
other one, and the
I
Snyder
mean, the
Cut
Snyder
wasn't
Cut
very
was
good
better than the other
either,
one, but
huh?
no, it wasn't. I mean, actually, there's a weird bit with the cyborg guy because there's a bit because like he hacks like one of his friends at school is failed all her exams, so he hacks in and changes all her grades, and he gets expelled or something like that because he's fucking changing people's grades. But his mum turns up and she's fucking horrible to the principal of the school.
Right.
He's like, "Oh, Mrs. Blah blah blah," and she's like, "Doctor." You refer to me as doctor. So I'm like, okay, right on. But then she's like, and he's like, look, we're going to have to expel him. What he's done is wrong. You can't go in changing
It's
people's
actually
grades for your own
illegal.
benefit. Yeah.
Yeah,
And she's like, but that girl, she's got a family to look after and stuff. She never would have passed those things. He did what was right for her. What have you ever done? And the guy sits there going, and I was just like, that does not excuse anything. The fact is, right, well, I mean, say for example,
we've
this
all
is
got
me getting
shit
on the rant
going on,
about this,
love.
right? Imagine if
Yeah,
you're you've done your exams to become a doctor,
yeah,
right? And you fail them miserably, and
yeah,
then someone changes your grade and you become a doctor, and then you go out and fucking kill someone because you don't know what you're fucking doing. Do you know
yeah,
what I mean? It's like that's why they're there. So I kind of
yeah.
thought that was bloody weird. And in the end, the principal was like, "Yeah, you're right. Just let him do what he fucking wants." Do you know what I mean? It's like we'll just put everyone's grades up because you
Oh, I
fucking.
forgot all about that.
That really
Um,
annoyed me at the time.
was
While he
was
was
a
just
lot
sitting
of
outside while his mum fixes his problems for him.
It was a weird fucking
Yeah,
film anyway. There was like
it was weird.
the reaction times of all the superheroes was like, yeah, it wasn't, it was like next day. I mean, the bit where the scene where his dad, who's a scientist, is in that glass box trying to break up one of the cube things, and fucking Steppenwolf's behind him. It's just like, really, really. I mean,
Is
he's
that what
got
the one with
fucking
Steppenwolf in? Yeah, bloody
he's got
pointless.
fucking laser cannons as for arms, and
Yeah,
like at one point they automatically go off at Superman because they're a threat. What the fuck is that? There's a like
yeah,
a and there's a 9 foot fucking demon behind
yeah,
you, yeah, and also your dad's lasering a mother,
yeah.
whatever the thing is, and
I mean, it's
you could
fucked up the
laser
whole.
your way in, get your dad out, and then get the fuck out of there with the box, and leave Steppenwolf to it, or your automatic weapon things would come out of the backs of your arse and shoot the shit out of Steppenwolf, rescue
Yeah.
your dad and grab them. It was just like, really?
I mean, you can tell that was like, I mean, it's weird because I enjoyed that one better than the original version, but
Yeah,
it was still like, I mean, it wasn't great,
it was
but you
still
could tell it
bollocks.
was like this, it was bollocks because basically they greenlit some story
Mm,
and then only after audience testing it realized that everyone fucking hated it, but they'd
mm.
already just gone ahead and shot loads of it, so they just had to fuck with it and reshoot it and add things in to try and they did this with the Flash as well, and you can tell
They
um
added
but
that
you can
dick,
tell it's just a mess.
fucking Jared Leto. Why does he get work? Seriously, I've never liked
What
him.
was
He's
he
so
in?
creepy. He was a Joker at the
Oh,
end in one
he
of the
was the
fucking
Joker. That yeah,
added on scenes. It made no sense.
yeah.
And I can't
He was in the
stand him
fucking
anyway.
no, I can't. Did you see Mobius or Morbius?
No, I can't stand him. I
That's the
can't watch
Marvel
anything
thing.
he's in. I didn't
It's
watch
it's
the
fucking
Joker one
terrible.
he was in either.
No, it's
I
fucking no. I didn't.
literally can't stand him. Like
No, I can't. He's a fucking
I
lunatic.
saw.
He's very much like Ezra Miller. In fact,
Mm,
he's gone got a bit of success and went rapidly up his own arsehole and has just decided to
yeah,
stay there.
unbelievable. Yeah,
Ezra
it's
Miller's the same.
up his
Yeah,
own arse. I mean, I saw that Aronofsky Requiem for a Dream. He was in that, and I didn't know him from anything else.
yeah.
And he was only he's part of a menagerie of people in it. But I can't stand him. I can't. When he comes on screen, he just gives me the creeps. He's not good
He was in
looking.
a fucking terrible movie that came out
He looks like a
last year.
girl. He's not masculine at all.
It probably, yeah, but that's probably why he's successful. Same with Ezra Miller. It's very positive
Mm.
to do that, isn't it, these days? But he was
It's
in
not
this fucking
sexy for
awful movie
women
I
of
watched.
my age. I'm sorry, but like most normal
Yeah,
women, like someone who's masculine. You don't
boomer,
want, eh? Eh?
boomer,
Boomer, yeah.
boomer.
Well, fuck you, sir. But like,
Yeah,
women like
no,
men to be
but,
masculine. We don't want
but
some fucking guy looks
oh,
like
you're showing your
me.
age now. Yeah, showing your age
I
now.
know.
But
Oh,
like I
fuck
say, he
him.
was in this movie with Denzel
I wouldn't
Washington
shag him.
last year, and I thought I'll watch that because it's like a detective thing with Denzel Washington. I thought that'd be good, and then
Yeah,
it turns out
Denzel's masculine.
then they had this sort of serial killer in it, and I was like, who is that guy? And I was like, oh, it's fucking Jared Leto. Didn't look anything like him really, and he just ruined it as soon as you saw him. It was the
Yeah.
fucking worst movie ever.
Fucking Jared
Anyway,
Leto.
but Ezra Miller, that brings us on to Ezra Miller. So obviously he's a fucking mentalist as well.
Yeah,
Um,
kidnapping
and
kids,
but again,
plying them with
we
alcohol
was
and booze, fucking
yeah,
strangulating people. Yeah,
yeah, he's fucking nuts. But
it's
so
like,
I was expecting to hate him,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I didn't. Basically,
I
I
didn't
think
hate
we
him
said this
either.
before we started: is that I didn't hate this movie as much as I thought I
Mm,
would, but it
mm,
is still bad.
mm.
There are some good bits in it. I liked the Supergirl character. I thought she was pretty
Yeah, I
cool.
thought she was pretty good.
Um,
Michael
um,
Keaton, liked him.
Michael Keaton, yeah, we talked about before. It's like I never
You
understood the
never
love for
understood
Michael
it.
Keaton.
No,
I don't
I like
dislike
him. I don't
Michael
know why. I think
Keaton.
it's his eyebrows.
I
He's
just didn't
masculine as well.
I just never bought him as Batman when the first movie came out. I just thought he was kind of small and a bit scrawny, and I
Mm.
just didn't really get it. That's just me.
Yeah,
I know
you're right,
everyone else thinks
actually.
totally differently, and
Yeah,
that's
Val
fine.
Kilmer, I get because he's square
Yeah,
jawed.
I've never even seen that one.
No, me either.
I stopped watching them when all that shit started happening. I haven't seen the George Clooney one either.
And I can't stand
Um,
him either. He's such a
no, and that
he's up his own arse as well.
yeah, he is because, like, I mean, again, like we said earlier, he nowadays whenever George Clooney does a movie, he doesn't even do a full movie; he just pops up as a cameo, and it's just like I'm George Clooney, and he's always got this big grin on his face, like, "Yeah, you weren't expecting me, were you?" And it's like,
Yeah,
dude, at least pretend to act,
yeah,
like you're supposed to be playing a character, not yourself.
yeah. He just
And
turns
he does
up.
this, and he does this in the
Yeah,
Flash. He turns up at the end as Bruce Wayne. And he's just sort of like totally like unlike Bruce Wayne at all. Like, why are you here? Um, we're jumping around quite a lot, as
Yeah,
indeed
sorry about
the
that.
Flash does. But
Sorry, I've got a cat situation. Carry on.
yeah, so I forgot what I was talking about now.
George Clooney being a tit.
George Clooney's being a tit. I liked Supergirl. I thought she was kind of cool that she got this view of Krypton because she's got a very bad view of humanity.
Yeah,
And she was a bit sort of like, oh, I'm not like you. I'm from Krypton. And I was like,
yeah,
ooh. But that's kind of cool. They made her a bit, not racist, speciesist or something,
yeah.
just for a bit, right? Which is kind of rather than just being a sort of, super kind, sort of tough villain or something. But then, you know, she basically, like Ezra Miller, she's like, why did you help me? And Ezra Miller goes, because you needed help. And then all of a sudden she's like, oh, wow, human beings are
I was
not what I
looking for a
thought.
reason
Like,
to
you
like the
fuck.
humans.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, what is this morality?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a bit shit, really.
yeah.
But
I mean,
like, it kind of,
aren't they supposed to be like, fucking superior to us in every fucking way?
well, I mean, that's what they think, isn't it? But then again, I think she said, Krypton is a peaceful planet full of art and all this stuff. We're not like you. But then we were like, General Zod is, yeah,
Yeah, what the
is
fuck are you
not
talking about?
peaceful. Your civilization produced him and
Yeah,
people who follow him, and they
and your
fucking come
planet
to our planet,
is in
and you've destroyed your own
smithereens.
planet. Yeah, because of
Yeah,
your own
we still
actions.
got
So fuck
ours.
you. So fuck you and your high horse,
Yeah, we're not there yet.
sort of shit.
Mm.
So, and but then she kind of like, oh, human beings are all just warlike scum. But then he helps her, and that changes her complete fucking worldview. So that was a bit weird. But I thought she was all right. I thought she was kind of, she was a bit flawed, a bit. She had a little bit of internal conflict there. She wasn't as bad,
Yeah, she was all right.
as I thought she was going to be.
I dug her.
She
I don't know
wasn't
why
a,
Wonder Woman fucking turned up for 2 seconds, being all
Yeah,
smug.
and I think that was just to show, Ben Affleck, to put Ben
Yeah,
Affleck in his place,
yeah.
because that's literally what she did.
I
She
like
stood there and
Affleck.
just said, I have to save you all again," or something
Yeah,
like that. And
yeah.
he's
You
just like,
man, I was,
he's all tongue tied. He's like,
yeah.
sorry, yeah, blah 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 blah.
Fucking Batman.
And then she just fucks up. Yeah, fucking Batman. Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. That
I
was
like
pointless.
Affleck as Batman. I think he did a good job, but that whole scene should have been cut completely. There was no
Yeah,
need to
there was
to
no need for that at all. And
humiliate
then she just fucks off
a
again.
really good action figure. No,
Yeah.
fuck
Um,
her. And
yeah.
fuck her line delivery. She needs to go back to acting school if she's ever been. Line
Yeah,
delivery and
I think she's
learn how
pretty
to fucking
terrible.
emote, eh?
I
What?
think she's pretty terrible.
She's gorgeous, but can't they find a gorgeous woman who can act? Because her line delivery,
I just don't
Kal-El,
think it's a
no,
priority.
Kal-El, no. Seriously, that was a second
Yeah,
take. They left that in. Can you fucking believe that?
yeah,
Unbelievable. And then, like, she looks the part, but there's
yeah.
nothing other than that. It's
So
literally skin
yeah,
deep.
yeah.
Um,
So yeah, that was pointless. I mean, Ezra Miller, the two characters he's playing, two versions of the Flash, they're both irritating. One slightly
Kal-El,
more so.
no.
Kal-El, no. Um, but like it kind of makes you feel for the Flash that we know, makes you even sympathize for him for a little bit, which is because the other one is so irritating,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the sort of younger Flash guy. um, but I think, and so there are moments in that when he's kind of dealing with the fact he's lost his powers and this idiot's got his powers, where you kind of feel for him a little bit,
Yeah,
because
no, he can
the
act.
guy,
The
the
guy
guy
can
has,
act. It's
he
just in
can, yeah.
reality, he's a complete fucking
Yeah, but
nut
also
job.
like there's a because I think there's points in this movie where you kind of see him growing as a character. He's become less of a dickhead, and because he realizes there's more at stake and all that kind of stuff, and you see him mature a bit. But then he just switches back,
Hmm.
like straight, towards the end of the movie, he just turns back into a dickhead again.
Yeah.
And the whole, I mean, the whole thing about, oh, my mum died, so I'm going to fucking change everyone else's fucking lives.
Mm.
He's obviously quite selfish, and then he decides, oh, he's got to change it back.
Yeah. I mean, he was
And
quite
like,
young when his mum got murdered. I mean, you think he'd be fucking vaguely over it now.
well, I mean, it happens to everyone, and
Yeah.
lots of people it happens to. But
Mm.
it's like this. It's sort of like you've got this power, and you could do this. Would you really do it? I mean,
Yeah.
and he's just like, yeah, he didn't even think about it. He just fucking went ahead and did it.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole point is he decided to unfuck it, but then we find out at the end that he hasn't completely unfucked it because all of a sudden George Clooney turns up instead of Michael Keaton, and
Hi,
like
I'm
you said
George
earlier,
Clooney.
hi, George
Yeah.
Clooney,
Fucking
and
George
he's just
fucking
like, you're not
Clooney.
Bruce, but
Yeah.
no, he just like goes, oh, okay, well that's that then.
Just, yeah, well, I wouldn't recommend this movie to anybody. And it's
No,
odd as well.
the
What the
what?
fuck was happening with his voice? He sounded like he was AI generated.
Who?
It's odd when he spoke to Supergirl.
I don't know. I mean, I like Michael Shannon as an actor a lot, but like
Yeah,
he was boring as Zod,
yeah,
and he's boring in this one. And I think he even said in an interview that he wasn't quite sure why they asked him back. I
right.
thought it was a bit very underwhelming to have him back as a villain. You
Yeah.
know, it was just. It turns out that they'd killed Superman and all this shit. I just didn't care at that point. That normally would have been a big thing, but I was just like, it doesn't, because it's a multiverse. None of it matters.
No,
You just don't care because, oh, well, he might
there's
be
no
dead.
stakes. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
exactly. He's like, well, yeah, Superman's dead, but it's not a big deal. It's like it's fucking stupid. That whole battle sequence was sort of like, I mean, weird because it was just sort of in this featureless flat desert, so it just
Mm.
wasn't really that exciting. A few decent explosions and things.
And
Uh,
music was fucking distracted me as well.
I
I
didn't
can't.
notice.
Yeah, did you not? Oh, well, that's
Oh, they had a
probably.
couple of pop tunes, didn't they?
Yeah, they threw those in. I was like, this is not. I mean, you're blasting people's heads from their shoulders. This is not appropriate music. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It was. I don't know. It was like some kind of upbeat. We're gonna fucking murder everybody music. But it was
yeah,
just. It was.
a favourite type of music.
We're gonna kill everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh,
it was just
hello,
fucking weird.
no.
Um,
Yeah. I mean, that was weird. And then, the bit that people were talking about, where he goes back in time to unfuck stuff and he sees all the alternate versions of
oh
Superman, and we
yeah,
see Christopher Reeve and Steve Reeves. I think it was Steve Reeves who did the original Superman in the 40s.
that's right.
Um,
I mean, I
it,
get Christopher Reeves.
yeah, they didn't have Brandon Ruth in there, did they? Then they had the Nick Cage thing, which was like, yeah, that's kind of
Why?
cool, but I mean, the thing is, like the CG for that all looked really wonky, like an AI had done it, which it probably did. So
Yeah.
it kind of took away, like if they'd actually got. I mean, I thought that Nick Cage had actually done it. Like he used his voice; it was definitely his voice, and apparently they'd motion captioned him or something. But like, it's kind of pointless if you're going to put this weird
Well, they're going to have to
rubbery thing over
CGI him
his
up
eye.
as a youngster anyway, because he's getting on a bit
Yeah.
now. So,
So I thought it. I mean, also I just didn't
uh,
understand why it was there. Why was it all there?
well, he never
This.
made a movie. I know he was up
Yeah.
for it, and they had him in the suit and things to do the screen, just a screen
Yeah.
test. I don't know,
But
but I
even
mean,
but just the
it's
point. Why were they? Why was he seeing them? What did that have to do with anything? I don't understand why this happened to Ezra Miller's character.
right.
Why was he? Why didn't he see those earlier?
Yeah.
It just didn't make any
And why is
fucking
there only
sense.
like fucking 4 or 5 of them in a
Mm.
multiverse? That'd be like infinite amount of fucking universes.
Yeah, it just doesn't make
It didn't make
sense.
any fucking
But that was
sense.
purely there just to sort of get people to watch the movie. And to be honest, it probably worked because a lot of
Mm,
people, when they found out Nick Cage was going to be in it doing his Superman thing that never happened, a lot of people were like, oh, that would be cool to watch. And that's probably
mm.
the only reason I watched it, even though I
Yeah.
didn't really know much about the whole Nick Cage
Well, I
Superman
quite
thing.
like
It never
Michael
happened.
Keaton, so I probably watched it for
Yeah.
that.
I mean, I didn't, like I say, I didn't really get Michael Keaton as Batman in the first place. So I wasn't super
No.
like
Yeah.
bothered by him in this. Not that I think he's a bad actor. I think he's a great actor, but
Yeah.
I just, I didn't
You
have the
never,
same
you
love
never
that a
got
lot of
it.
people.
Yeah, no, I get
I never
that.
really got it. No, I thought he
Yeah.
was. So I mean, so in the end, his mum's okay, and his dad's not going to prison anymore. So his life's
I thought his
fine.
mum had to die. Didn't his mum have to die? Because his
Oh,
dad.
she did have to die. Sorry, yeah, she did
Oh,
have to die, but her dad gets out of prison. And then there's also like at the beginning, there's that awful woman who's like, harassing him outside court. Turns out she's an ex girlfriend of his that he had a crush on,
yeah,
and
I didn't get that
she's like,
whole
no,
situation.
because she's like, oh, she's basically there as a reporter to dig into his fucking
Yeah, it's a
situation.
job. It's not.
And then later on,
Yeah,
he's like, she goes, oh, ask me out on a date, and he's like, okay. I was like, you fucking serious, man? Like, she's literally admitted that she was only fucking there with you to fucking get a story. She ignored you all the way through high
she's
school and
not all
shit.
that either. I mean, she's
No,
not. I
but
mean, like
like,
when you.
but that,
Well,
I just didn't
mind
get
you, I
it. Like,
thought that about in Spider-Man as well. I mean, like, some of the girls and that. I mean, when you look at Mary Jane from the comics, she's just like this fucking ginger goddess. You know what I mean? She's built. She's
yeah,
absolutely gorgeous. But when in real life, what have we got? We've got this lot. That's not a superhero comic girlfriend. All the girlfriends are fucking gorgeous.
well,
Like,
I don't. Who knows why they did that? But like, I mean,
yeah,
it's not the fact. It wasn't the fact of what she looked like for me. I think it was just the fact that she
yeah.
was
I
quite
probably shouldn't have
clearly
said that.
she
But
she was
like, I
quite
didn't.
clearly trying to get into
Yeah, I didn't buy her
get
as a.
under his skin in order to get information out of him so she could
Yeah,
write a story, and she admitted as much.
yeah,
And then at the end, she's like, "Oh, now all of a sudden he's sort of famous."
yeah,
She's like, "Oh, do you want to be my boyfriend?" And he's like,
yeah. I
"Yeah." And
never
I was like,
bought
"You're a
it,
fucking
and
moron."
from the beginning,
Yeah,
I never bought it. I mean, thought okay, well, he fancies her, but yeah, the whole I'm a reporter. Just give me the personal details so I can make some money out of it.
yeah,
Yeah, I never bought it
So he
really.
deserves everything he gets, as far as I'm
Yeah,
concerned. So it was, I mean, it's weird because, like I said earlier on, you kind of felt that the character was growing a bit. The Flash, the sort of version that that had gone back in time, or gone forward, back or forward in time, whatever, because he could see his younger self as a
mm,
total arsehole, and you could see,
mm,
oh, there was a bit of a change in him. He seemed a bit more mature, but then when it got to the end, he was just back to being a tit.
yeah,
So it was just all pointless, even though
yeah.
they're not back in reality because George Clooney's now Batman.
I
So
suppose
God
that's
knows what other damage he's caused, but he just doesn't care because he's all right.
I
So
suppose
yeah,
that's the tagline for this video. The Flash. It's mostly pointless.
it is. The whole thing's completely pointless. I mean, the
Yeah.
problem with a lot of these movies now is that, and you see this in Secret Invasion, which I've been watching as well, is because there's so many superheroes. So
Mm,
where the fuck are they all?
mm,
Where is every fucking one? Why isn't anyone else helping out this situation?
yeah, I
Do you
know.
know what I mean? Like
Well,
in
I thought
Secret,
that at the beginning because he wanted Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman to help him out. Um, where was Cyborg? Um, and it was just like, yeah, they're doing other things, and he was all really
yeah,
moany about it.
it's
And
the same in same in
I
Secret
just thought,
Invasion, which I'm still watching, even though it's fucking rubbish.
like, no
But
sense
like
of fucking urgency.
but yeah, they're like, where's Captain Marvel? Where's fucking all these other people? Where are all these other superheroes? Because there's so many of them now. Where are they all? Why can't they help?
Mm,
And the excuses are, oh, well, they're all just busy.
mm,
They're just busy doing other things, despite the fucking whole world being infiltrated by shape shifting fucking aliens. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? It's really bad. It's boring. Secret Invasion is
yeah.
boring. And I keep
I
watching
haven't.
it, waiting for something to happen, but it's just like,
I,
important characters keep dying, and I'm just like, so what? It's just
yeah, I haven't felt any kind of urge to watch it at all. It's a
no,
shame because
it's
I
not.
like
It's just
Samuel
not worth
L.,
it.
but I think they've kind of screwed his character into the ground as well, which
They
is a real
have totally.
shame.
Yeah, he used to be like a sort of man of mystery sort of thing,
Yeah,
but like they've they've just put all his backstory in, and he's just a fucking. I mean, in this movie, he's been married for like 20, 30 years in the show,
Right.
right? Turns out she's been a shapeshifter all along.
Oh, for
You know,
fuck's sake! Like you wouldn't
yeah,
know, you
like he
wouldn't
wouldn't know.
suspect.
Yeah, absolutely fucking ridiculous.
Ugh.
Do you know what I mean? And he's okay with it. He's like, oh, right, okay. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make any fucking sense at all. It just paints him out as a completely clueless arsehole.
Yeah,
And everyone around him is just fucking running rings around him. It's
they
fucking
fucking
just
hate
all.
men. I don't know
They
why.
do.
They
They do.
fucking
But,
hate men. Yeah.
especially older men, it's like they're all washed
Oh
up.
yeah, like
Like,
once you get over 50, that's it. Yeah,
mm,
you're fucked. Yeah, you turn into some kind of like gelatinous fuckwit.
yeah. I mean, I'm 51 and that is true.
I don't think you're a
Not,
gelatinous fuckwit.
no, I was just, we're supposed to be self deprecating at this age. I
I
think it makes people
appreciate
feel.
that,
I
but
think it
it's
makes
not
people feel
necessary.
safe, so we're not a threat.
No.
But yeah, so the Flash, I thought it was bad, but I
Mm,
enjoyed it. I hated it less than I thought I would. There was
yeah.
real potential. There was real potential for the Flash to turn into an adult. That's the thing. He could have turned from a child into an adult by seeing his sort of alternate self and how much of a twat he was, because he really was a twat. He could have
Yeah.
seen that, and he did sort of mature in it a bit. But then he just switched straight back, and it was just
Yeah.
pointless.
Nothing
And
learned,
that
nothing
could have been really
gained,
good. Yeah,
nothing
exactly.
gained. Yeah.
People just, Michael Keaton just disappeared. No one cares about
I
that.
mean, Snyder,
You
that
know,
arsehole, sort of, he put in the Martian Manhunter at the end of that fucking thing. They could have done that instead. That would have been really
really, don't
interesting.
even remember that. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh no, he's in it for like 5 seconds. Yeah. He
yeah.
goes. He goes. I am. People call me the Martian Manhunter. Do they? Do
Do
they?
they? What,
Yeah. I
what do
thought it
you
was
call yourself?
John,
That
wasn't it? John.
if I, it
John.
was John. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That was
Uh,
the thing I quite liked about the cartoons. I mean, I didn't watch them as much as you did, but like, yeah, he was just called John.
yeah. Yeah. John.
You know,
Yeah.
but so I thought it was bad. I'm utterly bored of superhero movies.
Yeah.
Um, and
I
I
literally
mean,
couldn't
this
care
reason
less.
it's it's the reason why a lot more you're getting shows, movies like fucking Mission Impossible and all other sorts of things that are doing much better
Mm.
because there's less.
They're the only
There's less
alternative.
and there's sort of
Yeah.
politics and all that kind of stuff that is in everything. It's just not there in
I
these
don't
other
want to see
movies, and
weak
people are
men.
like,
I want to see good masculine men who can hold their own,
and
competent in
cool,
a
and yeah, and the
situation.
same women as well, like that, but just not like sort of smug, violent people who suppose,
Yeah.
if you're going to have a smug, violent woman in a movie, then she should probably be the villain, not the
Yeah.
hero, because it's
Yeah.
very hard to root for someone who just sort of like acts like a cunt.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Do you know what I
No.
mean? But
Yeah.
it's like, for supposedly we are supposed to root for them, and I just don't get it.
No, I don't
But
root for
and
them.
people, because you wouldn't root for someone like that in real life. Like, we all
Mm.
work with people. We've all worked with people who are total arseholes like these people, and people don't like them. They go out of
No.
their way to avoid them.
Mm.
So why do you think we would all root for them in a fucking movie? It just
It's
doesn't
like
make sense.
the Marvel writing, Marvel and DC writing team have just been like completely taken over by man hating, um, not has no insight at all into living as a human being on this planet. They're
It's just a power. Well, I mean,
I
it
don't know what
just
the
goes
fuck
down
it
to this
is.
thing
It's wrong
that
and it's shit.
I think
That's what it is.
I think entitled rich people, whether they're men or women,
Yeah,
just like talking about themselves, and they like
yeah.
power. And women are just as much into obtaining
They haven't
power
learnt
as
no
men.
character
And
at all.
that,
They've
yeah,
not suffered. They've not struggled. They've not learned anything. And the vision they have for human beings is just awful. It's just shit. Yeah.
yeah, they always portray, like, the masses as like
Oh
sort of
yeah.
happy scum. Like they're happy
Yeah.
just
Happy
pissing
with a
around.
loaf of bread and a
Yeah,
and an
there's always
apple.
some kind of like cheeky chirpy hot dog salesman, who's probably earning like
Yeah.
$10 a day.
Yeah.
or something. But he's like, he's a salt of the earth,
Yeah, he's
and
actually a
like,
slave.
do you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, do you know what I mean? And
Mm,
like, their life just doesn't matter.
yeah.
It's really annoying. And I think that's why it's just we're just sick of them all being the same, watching the same fucking movie every
Mm.
time. You know?
Yeah, and also the length. I mean, that's 2.5 hours. I won't go back,
No,
but
yeah, it's too long.
it
They're
certainly
all too long
wasn't
at the moment.
worth the money. Um, so
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, each time you're disappointed like this, people are just going to go, "No, I'm not going to spend 15 quid in a theatre and go and see it because it's utterly disappointing every time."
yeah, yeah. It's true.
Anyway, should probably
So
leave it
yeah,
there.
I think we should put that to bed. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I mean, I don't think
let's
they'll
not
make
speak
another
of it
one.
again, eh?
I don't think they'll make another one. I think that's all. I mean, apparently James Gunn has taken over there, and he's going to reboot. I mean, he's rebooting Superman. Like fucking hell, seriously. We've only just finished the last Superman. We do not need another fucking Superman movie, and they're going to reboot it, which means we get to see the whole fucking thing
Fucking
again
thing
of him crashing to
again.
Earth and living with a kind family. What's the betting that they're both men? Do you know what I mean? Like it's just
It
we
might be
do not
trans
need to.
now.
Yeah, just do not need to see
Super
Superman again.
trans.
We don't need to see Superman for a long time. Like we just don't, or Batman, or fucking Spider Man. I'm
Mm,
just fucking sick of it. Like we
mm.
need some new fucking people.
Yeah,
You
well, I
know?
got fed up when Garfield. I mean, they had the fucking Spider Man. I mean, how many fucking times they rewrote his bloody backstory? Yeah, forget it. Get
Yeah, it's always yeah,
Look, there's so many stories in the comics that would like be excellent. They could use Henry
yeah,
Cavill, who's a great Superman, and just do something like that. People,
yeah.
the fans would be back to see it because they know it from the comics.
Something different. Yeah, some of the stuff
Yeah,
where he's on other planets or something. Rather than
yeah.
just sitting around here whinging about how fucking awful
Maybe
people
bring
are.
the Green Lantern in. I mean, I
Yeah,
like the guy in the cartoon, the black guy who's an
yeah.
ex-marine. He's fantastic in that,
He's
and I
it's
like the.
Nathan Fillion or Nathan Fillion. I don't know what his name is. He's playing Green Lantern in the new
Oh, I don't
Superman.
know, don't know.
You recognise him if you saw him. He was in that fuck's sake, that show that everyone fucking loves, but I thought was kind of dull. With about the fucking ship. It's like a kind of fucking western sort of in space. What the hell is it called? Serenity. They made a movie called Serenity.
Oh,
Firefly. Firefly. That's it. Yeah, I thought that was
oh,
bollocks.
is he
Personally,
white?
he is. Yeah,
Oh, right. Well, yeah.
but
No,
like he
I
was,
quite like the
he
black
was.
guy in the
Yeah,
cartoons. I like Hawk Girl in that as well, and obviously the John, the Martian guy.
yeah,
It's a pity they just can't do that. And they've got really good stories in the cartoon that they could use. They don't even
yeah.
have to write it. It's all
I think
there.
they should leave it for like 10 years
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
come
maybe
back and
so.
maybe do
Yeah,
it again, and we might be interested. But like, I'm just sick of it.
yeah,
I just can't be bothered. And it just seems to be
yeah. They
there's no
fucked it right
alternatives.
up.
Like movie wise and stuff like that. There's just some terrible stuff out. You've really got to dig deep to find. I saw something with Mark Ruffalo, who's the Hulk
Yeah.
and I think he's a great actor, but he's massively wasted as the Hulk. I
Mm.
mean, they turned the Hulk into a fucking idiot as
He's
well,
a
didn't they?
pansy.
Yeah, now he's just wearing his glasses and he's all like sort of talking normally. Like, how did that fucking happen? The whole
Yeah.
point of the Hulk is that he
He's
was a fucking
uncontrollable
rampaging
rage.
maniac, and like if you
Yeah.
let him out, he fucking causes massive destruction. But no, no, no. Now he's just like some fucking millennial.
Yeah, he's a
Um,
pussy.
but he said something in an interview saying that actors should start opting out of these big Hollywood movies and start doing independent movies.
Mm.
And I think that's a very brave thing to say, but also very true.
Yeah.
Like go with people who want to make movies who want to make good movies rather than a fucking massive corporation like Disney that says we need a movie and it has to have this in it, and these characters have to be like this and this, rather than
Yeah.
making something different. And that's
Yeah.
a good thing. I hope we see more of that. But again, Hollywood have all the money wrapped. It's very difficult to make independent movies
Mm.
and obviously the people who grew up on all this big Hollywood shit, they're not interested in watching a drama, you know.
No.
Um, that doesn't have superheroes in it because there's not enough fucking things to keep their attention.
There's not enough explosions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I used to be like that a bit in the 80s, like all the movies that we used to like were action
Yeah, but they
movies.
were good though.
But they were there. I mean, well, some of them were bad, but like it was a spectacle. But like I certainly didn't look up to like Arnold Schwarzenegger as any of his characters. I didn't want to be him. Like,
No.
you know what I mean? It was like it was just a show.
I wanted to be Ripley.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
apart from getting ripped apart by an alien, but I thought she was
Yeah.
great.
But I think now it's like the actor's more important than the character they're playing. Do you know what I mean? And it's just kind
Yeah.
of stupid because no one's interested because all these people, they're all vapid,
Mm.
entitled, rich people. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
Divorced from
why on earth
reality.
would anyone want to be one of those guys
Mm.
or girls, or them? It just doesn't like. I just, you know what I mean? I'm just sick of it. It's difficult to get into the movie when you know so much about the actor playing them,
Keep their
which
mouth
is why,
shut. That's
yeah,
what they used to
you,
do.
yeah, you have actors
Mm.
like Daniel Day-Lewis and stuff, and like nothing about his private life because he
Mm.
just doesn't talk about it
Yeah,
because
Patrick
it
Stewart.
takes them out of the way of the character. Yeah,
Yeah.
it takes people out of the way of the character. But now it's like, oh, we've got this person and they've got this heritage, so therefore or you haven't got this heritage, so it's problematic for you to play a Jewish person because you're not Jewish, so therefore you're
It's
impossible
all gone fucking
of playing. Yeah,
crazy.
and it's like it's
You saw
crazy.
the Snow White. What they're doing with that? Did you see that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I
I'm
did.
surprised they didn't make them all trans, but it's just
I'm sure it's there, but I mean, I'm not sure. Some of those photos, I got a feeling some of those, like the seven magical people, I got a feeling that was almost like a test thing, and that they're going to be CG'd. I got a
yeah.
feeling that's the impression
But
I
did you
got
hear about
because
what Peter Dinklage said?
he said it was him that done it, really, wasn't it? He said it's a backward to have a movie
It's
about
fucking
dwarves.
backwards. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
mean, I get his
all the
point,
poor
but
dwarf actors are like, "Cheers, man! You just fucking cut off
yeah,
our
that's
livelihood."
6 jobs we could have
Yeah,
had. Nice bit of money. That was retirement fund. That was. Thanks a lot, fucker.
yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's
yeah,
looking bad.
yeah.
I
Anyway,
yeah, yeah. Okay, so that was a major rant
yeah,
about the Flash. There's no point, really.
yeah.
There's no point. It's not going to benefit
It's
you. It's just
mostly
going to make you angry.
pointless. In fact, it's pretty
Yeah,
much. Yeah, it's
it's
mostly
just going to make you
pointless.
angry. Really.
Mm. Yeah,
So so fuck Ezra Miller and fuck everyone involved in that.
yeah.
Really, waste of money. Like, do you know what I
Mm.
mean? In these economic uncertain times, that they've got money to spend
I mean,
$400 on a
how hard is
fucking
it
load
to
of
write a
shit that
good
no one wants.
story?
You know what I mean? And then they're trying to preach to us about how we all need to fucking look after each other. Go fuck yourselves.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go fuck
Cool.
yourselves.
Like and subscribe
Like
for more
and
vitriol
subscribe for more.
against the Hollywood
If you
crushing
liked what
spirit
you
machine.
heard,
Yeah. Yeah, sorry about the swearing, including the one use of the C word. I do apologise, but I don't
yeah, no,
care.
I say that quite a bit when I get
Yeah.
angry. It's all right.
It,
It's allowed, sort of.
it is
Yeah,
allowed, yeah. I mean, it's appropriate, I think, in this circumstance.
yeah.
Yeah.
Context.
Context,
Yeah.
circumstance, and the other C word.
Anyway,
Yeah. Anyway, that's enough of that.
yeah, see you later.
See you later then. Bye.
Bye.